I'm here to talk to you this afternoon and introduce you to the Design Review panel. My name's Graham Devine. I'm an architect, director and shareholder of LHC Design. I'm the Vice Chair of the Design Review panel and I've been involved with the panel since its inception in 2013. The starting framework is the MPPF, and the MPPF says that design quality should be considered throughout the process. The MPPF goes on to say that local planning authorities should ensure they have access to peer-led review to provide a responsive and alternative and independent service. There was an initial launch event held in Exeter, Taunton, Plymouth and Swindon. The panel operates using the principles set out in the Design Review Principle and Practice document, published jointly by CABE, the Landscape Institute, RTPI and RIBA. The panel now operates nationwide, and here are some of the locations that we've been lucky enough to carry out design review panel sessions. Sometimes those sessions aren't always in the sunshine, and you can see from some of these photographs us out on site undertaking site visits, which is a really important way and useful way of the panel getting to grips with the opportunities and the constraints that individual sites bring forward and allow us to have a much more engaged conversation with the applicants and agents who bring forward their schemes. As well as those site visits associated with the panel sessions, we also operate CPD. What is design review? Design review is an independent, multidisciplinary, expert, impartial, peer-led review process. At its heart, it's meant to be a constructive dialogue between the panel, applicants or agents. To make that constructive process as beneficial as possible for all parties, we thoroughly recommend that the process is undertaken at an early stage to ensure an open exchange of views can be had that will be constructively taken on board as the process develops and the scheme moves forward through the planning process. The feedback's valuable, not only to the applicants and to local authorities, but because it's a material consideration. Who carries out a design review? Well, we're multidisciplinary. We've got highway and transport engineers, ecologists, landscape architects, urban designers, conservationists, chartered surveyors, civil engineers, town planners and arboriculturalists. And currently there is a pool of over 90 volunteers available to carry out design review, which ensures that the panel is able to put forward the best equipped and best skilled panel for the applicants and applications they find themselves presented with. What sort of projects does the design review panel review? We review commercial projects, leisure, offices, hotels, retail, student accommodation, both new build, refurbished and regeneration, urban design projects, public spaces, transport interchanges, green space, highways, residential projects, from master plans to one-off houses. Here's an example of some of the projects that we reviewed. This is East Park Student Accommodation Scheme in Exeter, a Para 79E house in Kent, some urban design, campus master planning, student accommodation in Exeter, and this is Fort Bovisand in Plymouth. The UKHO, housing and urban extensions, to show that scale isn't an issue in terms of the types of projects that we have come before us to review. The design review panel's feedback is a material consideration, and in this example of an assisted living scheme in Sidmouth for Pegasus Life, the application was turned down on highways and design grounds, and at appeal, inspectors commented. Extensive comments from the design review panel used by the council to provide professional advice on design matters. The proposed development has clearly evolved to take such views into account. He then went on to overturn the decision and grant the appeal. And this is a 553-bed student accommodation scheme. The planning inspector here, in terms of the consideration around design said, although the advice of the Design Review Panel conflicts with Policy G56 of the Guildford Local Plan, SPD advises that the Design Review Panel's recommendations will help secure a higher quality of design and new development, and so their advice carries great authority in considering the character and appearance of this proposal. Again, demonstrating the weight given to Design Review Panel's feedback at appeal. The final case study we're going to look at here today is by Designscape Architects for a replacement dwelling in the Greenbelt in Bath and North East Somerset. The original application was turned down. At appeal, however, the planning inspector said, "A design review panel has indicated the building is of a higher architectural quality than the which it would replace. I give significant weight to the DRP's support for the scheme, which concludes that the proposal would deliver demonstrable enhancements when compared with the existing building, and it would have a reduced impact on the overall landscape." Subsequently, the inspector overturned the original decision and granted consent. Thank you very much.